everyone, this is the Gamers Lounge, and today we're reviewing a fairly new title called Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is a roguelike game title with a gothic feel to it. This game, however, is a little more linear than most roguelike games out there, as it marks out what areas within the game and where they are right within the first room of the castle. And while this may take a little bit away from the challenge of an ever-changing castle, it was a good thing to have included. The reason for this is because it helps with being able to gain progress, rather being lost within 100% randomized world layout. This isn't to say that the game doesn't have random areas, though. No. Rogue Legacy has a castle layout. While the sections stay the same, the layout within the section changes. This gives the player a new exciting challenge each time they play the game. Speaking of which, like another well-known roguelike, Spelunky, death comes swiftly, sometimes by an enemy, boss, or even trapper. When this happens, though, you don't get to play as the character you just were. Instead, you are prompted by the game to choose an heir. All items and gold you collected with the previous character do carry over. When you do this, you will be given an option to choose between 3 different heirs, all with their own unique traits and classes. These different traits are pretty entertaining too, as sometimes you'll have a character who has vertigo, causing the whole entire world to be inverted, or coprolalia, which causes your character to shout random symbols as they get hit. Another aspect of this game, which I personally enjoyed, was the upgrade system. As you fight your way through the castle, you end up gathering gold. When you get killed, and you will get killed, that gold carries over to your character's heir. Your heir then uses this gold to upgrade the family's manor. These upgrades, however, are actually upgrades to the characters themselves. So as your manor increases in size and looks more like a castle, you gain bonuses to stats, skills, and even classes, making it truly feel like if your character's lineage is bettering itself over time to take on the cursed castle and reclaim its glory. Now, there are a few glitches with the game, but they're not that big of a deal. The ones that I came across the most were graphical glitches. For example, one of the glitches that happened the most was the shimmer of the blade that stayed on the screen, even after the character had already swung their sword. Another glitch that happened almost as much as the last one is the explosion effect also stayed on the screen too long. Both of these glitches caused me confusion and most of the time led to my death. Okay, I guess it's time to get the scoring part of this review done. Graphics. The game looks great. It has an older pixelated style to it, and it works heavily to its advantage, seeing how the game looks like a mixture between Spelunky and Castlevania. The game also has a good amount of vibrant colors to it, though most of those colors are left to characters and enemies and not scenery. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Sound. The game has a soundtrack that gives great ambience to each area you go to, and really pumps you up for the boss fights. However, while the music is crisp, clear, and great, there is the fact that there isn't much variety in it. There are times where you can activate a jukebox to hear different music, but the change seems to only last for one room, sadly. 6 out of 10. Interface. Rogue Legacy has a pretty simple interface. Your HP and MP are at the top left-hand corner, your map is at the top right, and your character is in the center of the screen except for when you reach the edge of the rooms. This keeps the gameplay running smoothly, though the map can sometimes block your view of enemies or items. 8 out of 10. Controls. The game was meant to be played with a controller, plain and simple. It even comes with graphics indicating what buttons you're supposed to be using with an Xbox controller. As such, the controls are nice and fluid and work regardless if you're using an Xbox controller or the keyboard. 9 out of 10. Console reach. Rogue Legacy is a PC exclusive title. This is pretty saddening, seeing as how they've already set up the controls for a controller, adding the fact that the game would net the creators a ton more cash if it was on multiple platforms. And you've got a saddening story when you hear that it's only on one console. 4 out of 10. While it's depressing that this game is an experience that PC gamers alone get to experience, in the end it's a ton of fun and I highly recommend it to both new and old school gamers. This game's final score is a 7.5 out of 10. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.